I took the red pill because I wanted to know the truth.
Now that we've gotten through that, it's time to get to the main event, if you will. Brother Sevan, are you with us, beloved?
Oh, yes, I'm definitely here, brother. Man, it's definitely good to be forward and on the show again. And I'm just, working on containing my energy right now and staying grounded. It's just very exciting.
Oh, yes, believe me, no, don't contain that energy. Let it flow. Because, us as a people, we've contained our energy for far too long. It's time to let it all hang out. So basically, we're going to pick up where we left off from before. Now, you're a very special brother, and, you deal directly with the spirits. Okay, and to me, I look at you as a prophet. Okay, because it's it appears you have a direct line with the unseen world. And as we mentioned in our private conversation today, one of the main things you wanted to bring to the family was what do the gods really want from us? So please, brother, please expound on that.
Okay, well, first, I just wanted to, because a lot of people that are hearing this stuff now are wondering, where is my information coming from? So since we have a 3-hour segment, it's definitely necessary for that to be, put forth first. And
yes.
Really, when I was a child, I had the ability to be able to travel through the dream world as if it was this world, and I just thought I'd do that. And I would be able to bring things from that world, and about 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they would appear in this world. And that continued to happen up to I reached around 12 or 13 when I started just getting immersed more in what was going on in this particular reality, more so than that world that I was delving in as a child. And I've seen a lot of things, and then by the time I turned 24, I had a situation occur where I started to get re-inclined to dealing with the spiritual world. And now I'm 31, and I've definitely been through enough. And I'm sitting on a master number. What I figured out is if you're sitting on a particular double-digit number as far as your birthday is concerned, there is the ability to traverse through certain religions and dogmas and faiths and belief systems and things like this without getting a normal hold on that a person has when they just aren't on a master number. And I'm sure this just has something to do with how the Most High put things together. But what began to happen is I began to go into these religions, but seeking to become the highest in that particular religion. And so if it was Christianity, then I was going to see Shekinah or Holy Ghost or Sophis or Sophia. And if it was Islam, I was going to see Al-Qidr, or the green one, and Shekinah, as they also mentioned it. And so I got a chance to see exactly what was going on in those worlds, and I was very active in those worlds. And I believe it was like moving up a pyramid. And people should understand that all religions are a pyramid, and if you can gain stuff from it, then go up the next step. But if you get stuck, you still have to realize the water is rising. The water rises on this planet, and or what we just say is that this cleaning process comes to the planet during every cycle. So basically what happened is that I started discovering that, especially within the deities, that there was a lot of energy coming off of those deities that wasn't beneficial for the people as far as their total enlightenment phase. And so to put it in layman's terms, I found out that the gods were really up to something more than what people expected and would admit to say, because they felt that these beings were higher and greater than them. And it just had come out within main circles now, but within the initiated circles, everyone knew that the serpent played a heavy role in what the individuals were calling gods. And so now we've been able to track these beings to geometric shapes because they allowed us to learn the geometric shapes and the basic language of things. And that's what the code to the matrix does, is it reveals not only the code within the letters, but also the numbers and the colors. and just the system that is congruent within the whole earth and just how things are built. And so what this has gotten into now is we figured out that basically everything is based on energy, and what people are asking for right now within their particular belief system, well, right now because of their tuning, is success, which equals money to them. And the spirit itself is not a material life form, so its calculation of how it makes money is really within abundance. And so basically a whole world ensued where individuals were getting involved in the deeper things of life, imagining that it was something material, imagining it had something to do with money. And therefore there was other beings that had passed from this world, some coming to this world, that they began to evoke and to enlist to do things for them. And it became basically like real estate, where the God with the most souls has the most power, strictly off of, depending upon his souls are trained, how his souls are trained, an army. And so what we discovered in the astral planes is that there was armies that were set up that were actually warring against each other, full of the souls of individuals that had been bequeathed to them during this particular lifetime, here in an earth plane or a 3D plane. And so, that's really where things start. I can definitely let you chime in to what's happening and to see if you want to bring any direct questions aboard.
I see. Yes, definitely. But right now, I don't have any questions right now, so please continue.
I'll keep rolling with it. So, so what ends up happening here is that this is the 10th cycle. This is what they just call the Omega, and that's why you have a lot of people, going around chanting Om and things like that, not understanding that that's the sound of the end of the world, not the beginning. And
wow.
This Omega is also called the Tin Man. There's a heavy lore within the Wizard of Oz series that is actually a high level of mind control. And one of those characters is the Tin Man, and it symbolizes the cycle where man goes through where he doesn't have a heart and he's been using oil and he's very dirty. And this cycle is, what they call the cycle that ends things, new beginning. And so what's happening here because of the multiple influences, of course this spans out into a larger story, but what's been happening is that because of this particular time segment, which is what people are about to see within 1 year, is a complete transformation within the species itself. The actual human being is going to make a transformation, and for many that's going to be positive, and for many that's going to be negative. It's about 50-50. And I was playing it from this level. Certain times you can look at a person. Let's say if you're on the level of a light being. Actually, light beings have learned lessons about looking down on lower beings and saying, "Oh, they're lower than me." That doesn't get anything done. That's like kicking a person down the ladder rather than pulling them up. So, but there are beings that are below us. So if we look at a demon and we say, "Oh, it's a negative being," but we don't understand that it was first, and then it'll be for this, and then.
Breaking up a little bit, brother.
It's still descending. It's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to test down here, but where we have a connection. I'm actually in a foreign country right now, so the connection is a little shifty at times.
Oh yes.
Okay, can you actually hear me?
Yes,
okay?
We can hear you clearly now.
Okay, so basically what ended up happening is now at the end of the cycle, human beings have an opportunity to actually descend or ascend at this point. And it is in this last stretch that individuals are attempting to, for better lack of words, distract the human race from its ascension process. Very heavy. And this is really what is now the grand finale, as it's called. There's going to be more distractions. Like I have to separate myself personally from the world because of how many quote-unquote agents were within the world. Individuals at the moment that you start getting onto the track of real knowledge, they were going to almost materialize out of nowhere to deter you from that and to harness your energy and put it somewhere else.
Oh, yes. And
so what needed to be said is, I elder stepped for 3 days ago. I just got the message today. I elder stepped for 3 days ago. And me, I'm still 31, so as an age concern, I'm not an elder in age, but of course my aura is aeon old. And so at this point, when the elder stepped forward, which was Gilbert Blair, we decided, even as today, as the resistance, we're 500 people strong, and we can definitely grow stronger, and we have at least 20,000 people with our literature in their house. We've decided to make a step forward for the human race to bring its complete vibration up and to let it know what's